Hi, my name is Robin M. Perkins, and I want to welcome you to my Prezi presentation on culture. Unfortunately, I was unaware that you could not upload Prezi presentations anymore to task streams. So, a lot of my YouTube presentations that have been attached, I would like for you to please review, and I'll go ahead and I'll attach them to task stream, but please review them at your leisure as you are grading, but I would like to go ahead and go through my presentation, and I definitely hope that you enjoy. Let's get started. To begin this presentation, let's look at what our colleagues in other areas around the country are doing to effectively address language, culture, and other effects on student learning. And of course, like I said, I've attached an intro video from the NEA. It is a very effective and compelling video that is comprised of educators who were students who came from countries from all around the world, and they were EOL students. So not only are they now ESL and EOL teachers of EOL students, they were EOL students themselves. So it gives a unique perspective, and it definitely is a very interesting introduction to this presentation. Language in part creates culture. Since the dawn of mankind, language has been passed down through folk tales, um, cultural songs, forgive me, oral traditions. The majority of all cultures in the world will be lost if we lost the ability to communicate through a form of a language. The students we encounter in our classrooms learn their culture through language. A student's primary language is almost always the language spoken at home. Language is what births one's culture, which in turn creates a person's identity. Who am I? Students learn who they are and what their place and their role is primarily through observation. This observation begins from the moment they are born. They observe language and behavior and how people interact. And this is what we commonly refer to as culture. The majority of all early childhood is spent in a home setting. Because of this fact, a student's identity is grounded in the language that is spoken at home. Values, ideas, tradition, overall culture is all picked up in those early years that they spend in a home setting. Identity is immensely interwoven into one's culture. Again, culture is a byproduct of language. The behaviors and beliefs, characteristics of a particular social, ethnic, or age group. These beliefs and behaviors are inadvertently and purposely taught by language. The sum total of ways of living built up by a group of human beings and transmitted from one generation to the other. The group in which people live their lives is one way in which people identify with one another. Culture plays a major role in defining one's identity. Again, this is another video that kind of shows by Khan Academy, which is, again, is just a wonderful instructional tool. And I think all people in every facet of education we're all familiar with it. But it shows how self-worth, self-concept, and is all interwoven with self-identity. But let me give you a little overview. As seen in the above clip, which I know you're going to watch, is a fantastic grader because I researched it and added it to make this Prezi fantastic. Learners in our classroom self-worth will often be linked to their identity with their respective cultures. In some cultures, there are preferences, more values placed on one sex over another, assertiveness over indirectness, obedience over independence. All of these values and preferences encompass one's culture, which in turn makes up one's identity. These factors will either degrade or build up a child's self-worth. Self-esteem and self-worth. Self-esteem is often high or low depending on how learners perceive themselves and their identities. Some cultures do not value excelling in school and place more value on being loyal to who you are culturally. For example, this may mean actually devaluing education. devaluing education. For example, in the African American culture, uh, you might embrace the street image as seen on TV opposed to valuing education. Self esteem is grounded in what learners have already achieved. Psychologically, if a child is already resigned to failing, the student is far more likely to fail. These again, oh my goodness, I wish you guys could watch the Prezi and me not do this video, but TED Talk, again, fantastic. Please check these out. Both of these educators, tremendous stories. Will, if you are in education currently, will change the way you see race relations, will change the way you see just oh goodness, and ties directly into this particular subject matter. Please watch it because yeah, whatever. Student self-worth has a tremendous effect on academic achievement. Issues that students bring with them to the classroom that are based on home language and culture. Let's look at these from the perspective of two educators who teach with self-worth and cultural concerns, as well as who grew up facing the same issues. Like I said, please watch these. Brought tears to my eyes when I watched them. When students from varying cultural and ethnic backgrounds come into our classroom, they often exhibit the same problems that the speakers from the above videos encountered, with culture shock, acceptance from others, lack of lack of connectivity with instruction, which all lead to limited academic achievement. It is our goal and responsibilities as educators to raise students' self-worth and self-esteem, which in turn improves student success. I believe that that is something I strive to do in my classroom each and every day. And I'm hoping if you are an educator, that's something that you do as well. These are my lovely references. And again, I'm going to kind of leave this here, and I'm hoping that you will go to each one of these. You can Google each one of these, the TED Talk, um, for both of these young men. Like I said, both phenomenal. Um, the Khan Academy, the NEA, all of these are really great. And even though I'm an educator, you would think I would be very well versed and very well spoken. That is not the case. But I appreciate you struggling with me through this presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.